How could a perfect fairy tale end in such a horrible tragedy? Life can be a beautiful, enchanting story, until it isn't. For Josephine, a mother who once lived in the warmth of her daughter's radiant smile, the fairy tale she thought she was living turned into a nightmare so dark, so unimaginable, that it still feels surreal. Her daughter, Krystal Mitchell, wasn't just her child. She was her best friend, her confidant, her joy. And then, in a cruel twist of fate, Krystal's life was brutally cut short, leaving Josephine to navigate a world that no longer made sense. How could such a vibrant, loving soul be taken so violently? How could a story that began with so much promise end in such a devastating tragedy? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for in-depth coverage of true crime, unsolved mysteries, and the dark side of history. Krystal was more than a daughter. She was a force of nature. At 30 years old, she was a woman who had carved out a life of independence, resilience, and ambition. A single mother of 2 young children, she was raising them on her own, determined to give them the best life possible. She was a property manager in Phoenix, Arizona, with dreams of becoming a licensed real estate broker. She was a go-getter, a woman who knew what she wanted and wasn't afraid to chase it. But beyond her professional success, Krystal had a magnetic personality that drew people to her. She had a way of lighting up a room, of making people feel seen and valued. To know her was to love her. But beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect life, danger lurked. Krystal's story took a dark turn when she met Raymond McLeod, known as RJ, a 32-year-old insurance salesman and former Marine recruiter. He was handsome, buff, and charming, exactly Krystal's type. They began dating, and for a while, it seemed like the start of a new, exciting chapter in her life. But as the relationship progressed, cracks began to show. Just days before her death, Krystal confided in her mother about a troubling situation. She revealed that an ex-boyfriend had been stalking her, showing up unannounced at her home and peering through her windows. She was scared, and she turned to RJ for protection. He even loaned her a gun to make her feel safer. But the danger wasn't coming from where she expected. In a cruel twist, the man she thought would protect her would become her killer. RJ suggested a romantic getaway to San Diego, Krystal's favorite vacation spot. It was supposed to be a chance to escape the stress and fear that had been building in her life. The last words Krystal spoke to her mother were, "Hey, we're about an hour away from San Diego. Can I call you back?" Josephine agreed, but that call never came. Days passed with no word from Krystal, and her family's concern turned to panic. Then came the devastating news. Krystal had been found strangled to death in a San Diego apartment. The shock and grief were unbearable. How could this happen? The investigation quickly pointed to RJ as the prime suspect, but by then, he had vanished. He had taken Krystal's car, which was later found abandoned at the San Diego International Airport. From there, he had rented another car and fled to Mexico, leaving behind a trail of questions and heartbreak. For Josephine, the pain of losing her daughter was compounded. Drawing on her background as a former detective, she took matters into her own hands. For 6 long years, she tirelessly pursued leads, uncovering shocking details about RJ's past. She discovered that he had a history of domestic violence, with 2 prior arrests. Despite Krystal's insistence on running background checks, these red flags had been missed. Josephine's determination never wavered. She created her own wanted poster for RJ and shared it on social media, sparking a viral campaign that brought in countless tips. Her relentless efforts paid off. 6 years after Krystal's murder, RJ was finally tracked down in El Salvador, where he had been living under the radar, teaching English at a local school. He was extradited back to the United States to face justice. For Josephine, the moment of his arrest was bittersweet. It was a victory, but it couldn't bring Krystal back. Still, it was a step toward closure, a chance to ensure that RJ would never hurt anyone else. Krystal's story is a heartbreaking reminder of how fragile life can be. It's a tale of love, loss, and the unyielding power of a mother's love. Josephine's journey is one of resilience and determination, a testament to the lengths a parent will go to for their child. While Krystal's life was tragically cut short, her legacy lives on through the lives she touched and the justice her mother fought so hard to achieve. A deeper dive into Krystal's life and legacy. Krystal Mitchell was more than a victim. She was a vibrant, multifaceted woman whose life was filled with dreams, ambitions, and an unwavering love for her children. To truly understand the depth of the tragedy, it's important to explore the life she lived and the impact she had on those around her. Krystal was born into a military family, which meant she grew up moving from place to place. This nomadic lifestyle instilled in her a sense of adaptability and resilience. She learned to make friends quickly and to find joy in new experiences. Her mother, Josephine, often described her as a ray of sunshine, someone who could find the silver lining in any situation. This optimism carried her through life, even during its most challenging moments. As a young woman, Krystal was determined to build a life of independence. She worked tirelessly to support herself and her 2 children, juggling the demands of motherhood with her career aspirations. She was a natural leader, someone who inspired those around her to strive for greatness. Her colleagues often remarked on her ability to motivate others, to make them believe in themselves even when they doubted their own abilities. Krystal's love for her children was boundless. She was a hands-on mother, always putting their needs first. She made sure they had everything they needed, from a stable home to a loving environment where they could thrive. Her children were her pride and joy, and she often spoke about her dreams for their future. Her efforts were fueled by a mother's love, by the knowledge that Krystal deserved justice. Josephine's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance. Despite the odds, she never gave up. She faced countless obstacles, from bureaucratic red tape to the emotional toll of reliving her daughter's death. But she pressed on, driven by the belief that no one should be able to take a life and walk away unscathed. Josephine's work with Angels of Justice is a step in the right direction. By advocating for victims' families and helping them navigate the complexities of the justice system, she is making a tangible difference. But there is still much work to be done. Krystal's story serves as a powerful reminder that we must all do our part to create a safer, more just world. In the end, Krystal's life was a testament to the power of love, resilience, and hope. Her story may have ended in tragedy, but her legacy lives on through the lives she touched and the justice her mother fought so hard to achieve. And through Josephine's unwavering determination, Krystal's memory will continue to inspire others to fight for what's right, no matter how difficult the journey may be. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Until next time.